Now the seed of Satan has come here.
Also der Thron Satans ist hierher gebracht worden.
Why Berlin?
Warum nach Berlin?
This is going to be the future Antichrist political capital.
Das wird die Hauptstadt sein, wo der Antichrist seinen Sitz nehmen wird.
The Antichrist capital will be rebuilt here, like how Nebuchadnezzar's palace was built in Babylon.
Und der Sitz von dem Antichrist wird hier gebaut werden, genauso wie der Sitz von Nebukadnezar in Babylon.
Then the Lord spoke to me to go to Berlin and to do a prophetic conference there, because the Antichrist is going to rise up there. Berlin is going to be his political headquarters. There's going to be 3 places on this earth. He will have a political headquarters, a religious headquarters, and an economic headquarters. 3 places. One such place is Berlin. So he told me, go to Berlin and do a prophetic conference.
However, the CDU proposed to suspend the regulation for another 2 years. Any information that has been published is not true. There was a lack of confidence during the talks, during the negotiations, and that's my last position.
Now, Germany could be on course for snap elections after talks on forming a governing coalition collapsed. The leader of the pro-business Free Democrats Party announced his decision to pull out of negotiations with the Christian Democrats and the Greens.
We will not abandon our voters for a policy with which we are not convinced. It is better not to govern than to govern badly.
Well, the German political scene is in disarray on Monday morning following the collapse of these coalition talks. There's even some discussion over the future of Angela Merkel, those just starting as a whisper right now though. But following September's election, there was 2 options to form a government. Either go into a grand coalition with the Social Democrats, but that was immediately ruled out by SPD leader Martin Schulz, or to form the so-called Jamaica coalition, which is a 4-sided deal between Angela Merkel's Christian Democratic Union, their sister party, the Bavarian CSU, as well as the environmentalist Green Party and the pro-business Free Democrats. It's called the Jamaica Coalition because the colours of those parties, they make up the flag of the Caribbean island nation. However, they have broken down. It was always looking like they were going to be tense because particularly the Greens and the Free Democrats, they oppose each other on a number of issues, and it seems that's all come to a head with the SPD leader Christian Lindner walking out. Angela Merkel says she's quite disappointed, deeply disappointed by the breakdown in these talks.
It is at least a day of deep reflection on how to go forward in Germany, but I will do everything possible as transitional chancellor to ensure that this country will be well led through these difficult weeks. I regret deeply, with all respect to the FDP, that we couldn't find a common solution.
Since there's no coalition agreement, well, there's 2 options again. Either Frank-Walter Steinmeier rubber stamps Angela Merkel leading a minority government, most likely with the Green Party. Minority government in the Bundestag would result in, well, a lot of horse trading between different parties, and it being very unlikely that anything would be able to get passed through the parliament. Or the other option is new elections. Now, this started off as rumblings towards the end of last week, with many people saying not a chance. On Monday morning, though, people are now saying new elections may be one of the only options available here in Germany. Plenty more to come out of this story, though, on Monday and perhaps throughout this week. I'll be bringing you up to date with all of the latest here in RT as soon as I get it.
Well, just now we've learned that Angela Merkel has arrived at the presidential palace to hold negotiations after the failed Jamaica coalition talks. The three parties disagreed on a number of issues. A key stumbling block was the migrant issue, in particular setting limits on the number of asylum seekers allowed in and reunifying refugees with their families. We're now joined by a guest to discuss this further, member of the German Parliament from the Alternative for Germany party, Hans-Jörg Müller. Mr. Müller, thank you for joining us on the programme. Now, post-war Germany has always been known as the stable backbone of the EU. How has Angela Merkel found herself in such a position now?
She sacrificed she has never had any beliefs. She sacrificed the beliefs of all the parties. Mrs. Merkel forced to join into these coalition talks, and now we have the outcome, a very unstable situation for our country, unfortunately.
Hans, do you think any of Angela Merkel's policies could have got in the way of a compromise deal? Might possibly her approach to immigration have been a sticking point for them?
The most important point of the last night was that in my personal opinion, and not only my personal opinion, in the opinion of many analysts, the Liberal Democrats, they only were waiting for some kind of incident to blow up the whole talks. So I don't think that it really was a question of the migration policy. The Liberal Democrats, they have their own agenda, some kind of hidden agenda, and they only abused, I think, some points of the talks to step out.
Well, now on Euronews, we're crossing live to Germany for more on our top story about the collapse of talks to form a coalition government. The country's president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, addressing the media, says after 4 weeks there have been no results in the talks, these three-party coalition talks. He says Germany has never seen this in its post-World War II history. He says the country now has a big challenge. He says forming a government is always a very difficult process. There has to be a lot of compromise, but it's also a duty, a noble duty, he says.
So as I knelt down, an angel of the Lord appeared before me. And the angel told me, there is a reason why your flight was delayed and you had to spend a night in Frankfurt. Because God wants you to put your feet in this land, because you have an assignment to do in this land. Then the Lord spoke to me to go to Berlin and to do a prophetic conference there, because the Antichrist is going to rise up there. Berlin is going to be his political headquarters. There's going to be 3 places on this earth. He will have a political headquarters, a religious headquarters, and an economic headquarters. 3 places. One such place is Berlin. So he told me, go to Berlin and do a prophetic conference.
Is an ancient city, Greek city in Asia.
Pergamon ist eine alte griechische Stadt in Asien.
Now from Berlin, now the seat of Satan has come here.
Also der Thron Satans ist hierher gebracht worden.
Why Berlin?
Warum Berlin?
This is going to be the future Antichrist political capital.
Das wird die Hauptstadt sein, wo der Antichrist seinen Sitz nehmen wird.
The Antichrist capital will be rebuilt here, like how Nebuchadnezzar's palace was built in Babylon.
Und der Sitz von dem Antichrist wird hier gebaut werden, genauso wie der Sitz von Nebukadnezar in Babylon gebaut wurde.
You know, one of the nice architecture in the Babylonian palace
Und eines der schönen Architekturgebäude im babylonischen Palast
is the Ishtar Gate.
ist dieses Ishtar-Portal.
And that gate is now physically present in the Pergamon Museum.
Und dieses Portal hat man nach Berlin transportiert.
And that gate will be used to build the palace palace or the capital of the Antichrist.
Und man wird auch dann dieses Stück Architektur gebrauchen, um praktisch den Sitz von dem Antichrist in Berlin zu bauen.
What is so special about the Pergamon altar?
Was ist so besonders an diesem
The Pergamon altar is the one that was used to martyr many Christians in the first century.
Also im ersten Jahrhundert sind sehr viele Christen auf diesem Altar geopfert worden.
And their blood was offered on that altar.
Und ihr Blut wurde auf diesem Altar geopfert.
As a sacrifice to the cause.
Als Opfer zu den Götzen.
As they did in the first century.
Und wie sie es im ersten Jahrhundert gemacht haben.
So will this be repeated in these last days.
So wird es wieder geschehen in der Endzeit.
When the religious persecution begins during the reign of the Antichrist.
Wenn die religiöse Verfolgung kommt während der Herrschaft des Antichristen.
The blood of Christians and the blood of Jews will be offered on the altar of Pergamon.
Das Blut der Christen und das Blut der Juden wird wieder vergossen werden auf diesem Pergamonaltar.
Hello, it's Gabriel Ndikon of the Comfy Global Consulting, the Comfy Global Health Consulting, and the Charity Medical and Medical Foundation and IT Inc. Glory be to the Creator, the great architect of the universe, the great mathematician and physicist, and the great medical doctor and biologist, actually, who gave life, who sustained life and the foundation of all life. So I can stay here to speak as a witness, to testify to the truth. So let's start. It is your blessing. The wisdom that God has given me should be shared to the world so that people may know that God exists, Jesus Christ exists, the Holy Trinity exists, the kingdom of heaven exists, and the kingdom of darkness also exists. And that there is a civil war between those two kingdoms, and we are in the middle of it. And that's something that people should know. Now, the personal ambition that people have is also part of it, because the devil is using it. The devil is the controller of the physical aspect of the reality of this world. I'll repeat again. The devil is the controller of the physical aspect of the reality of this world. He doesn't have any autonomy into the spiritual world, but he has autonomy in here for those who are lost. I will explain that further as I go into this presentation today, so that people can have a distinctive understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, we're going to be talking about many things, including the message, the FBI and all stuff, the conspiracy against Donald Trump, and I'll speak with love to everybody involved into this, according to the way Jesus Christ wants me to express this. I will be covering the invisible power that governs our planets. I'm referring to the two kingdoms. Also, the arrest of the Amazonian leader in Cameroon as well. The secret to enlightenment, I'll be talking about that here. And fake story surrounding my education, I'll be talking about that here. And I also will be covering that those who are blessed by God are cursed by Lucifer on earth. I'll be giving you more clarification on that as well. Now, before we move forward, I wanted to say this. You know, for those who don't believe that God exists, what is your alternative? Alright? So, you just watched the video about the turmoil in Berlin. The video that you watch is a real video. It's not somebody's imagination. It is things that are happening. It never happened since I was born, and it never happened since many of us were born. Okay, they have that situation at the end of World War II. Okay, after the Nazi defeat. Now they have the similar problem. They cannot find a consensus moving forward. And you have heard Sadhu Sundar, like my last video, I presented what the angel told him. He didn't say that I gleamed, I have a vision. An angel told him, and Jesus Christ told him. That is different from what people talk about. I have a vision, I was sleeping. These are the things that can be true, but I'm talking about practical thing here, because people have a tendency of saying, oh well, it's different. When you come and say Jesus Christ told me, it means you physically saw him and he said that to you. When you say an angel told you, it means you physically saw an angel and he said that to you. A big difference. And you have to take this thing seriously, because things gonna happen quick, and I don't want people to stay like that and say, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was gonna happen like this. So you better listen to things. Very important. The Bible says, Jesus Christ said, I will come like a thief in the night. I mean, we're all gonna be surprised about this event, because things gonna happen rapidly when that time comes. With God, that's how God functions. God can give people 1 million years, but when his time comes, it might only take a second to fix problems. So, and people don't have time, because you have 1 million years, you didn't do anything. It's not in 1 second that you're going to do something. So God act and move forward. Those who are going to get lost will get lost because they made a choice within those 1 million years. Those who are going to get saved is because they merited. End of the story. Now, for those who won't listen, they won't listen. I have people going around looking down on me in my education, and Jesus Christ wants me to make this clear to people around the world, because I don't want people to say tomorrow, do not come call me and say, I want you to be a secretary of this in my administration, when you're going to win the second term, and people start judging my education. I don't want either in the world I start getting positions and people start questioning this education that I earned with a lot of suffering. So I'm going to make certain things clear to the people behind this, starting with the armed forces and some people around community and around the entire United States and around the entire world, because they're going to get this. I have an original here of my transcript from the university in Cameroon. That transcript said, only one transcript should be delivered. It is the owner interest to make certified true copies. Okay, it is called nota bene. It's a very important note. And then it said, il est délivré qu'un seul exemplaire de relevé de notes. Le titulaire peut établir et faire certifier des copies conformes. I repeat again in English, so it's in French and English because it's a bilingual country. Okay, so only one translate shall be delivered. It is the owner's interest to make certified true copy. I'm going to read it for the third time and last. Only one translate shall be delivered. I'm reading a paper. It is the owner's interest to make certified true copy, called original right there. Now, I said before, ignorancy is a crime against a civilized society. People who are ignorant supposed to be indicted for a crime against the civilized society and put in jail because they are a danger. You know, when people are ignorant, they say things that can endanger other people. When people talk about stuff that they don't know about me, when you heard the statement here, what did I say to you? Every country have a way to deal with the government, the governance, and the way of life. The way that you guys, we live here in America is not the same way people live in China or North Korea or in Africa or in Cameroon. Totally different. Now you can't take that way here and believe that that's how it works over the place. First of all, there are financial differences. In Cameroon specifically, they budget the printing of these things. So it come out once and it never come out again. It means in order for you to have a copy like this, any university that you go, they're not going to have those original, they're going to have certified copy. And you guys call duplicate. It is known based on how they want to operate and function. They don't have enough money to print paper, it costs money to print these things for millions of students. Okay, so you have to realize that they don't have that. So they come up with this, you certify it, you make duplicate, and then school have the right to say, well, we can accept this or we cannot accept this. They have the right. But it doesn't mean that it is something that is not correct or is something fraudulent. Every school, even if you go to school, they're going to tell you every single department have the criteria of admission. But in America, you get to a program based on merit. You don't get there because you presented documentation. It means they will accept you conditionally and they will give you classes to take. And they know if you don't have the level, you're not going to pass those classes. Because they'll tell you, we need you to come to B. They give you about a series of 4 classes. Okay? So in my case, it happened when I entered my master. First of all, you have to have a good grade, good score in the GRE, and then you have to pass those classes in order for you to be finally admitted into the program. So for people out there, ignorant and morons, who don't want to sit and learn, but wanted to talk things that they don't understand, is very not advantageous to our society. And those kind of people are supposed to be locked up so they can learn how to educate themselves before they open their mouth. There are many things that many people don't understand. That's why Jesus Christ said, don't judge, because you might be missing some information. And then many people do miss information. I merit my academic education up to this point. And I'll be very glad to say the same thing I say here to CNN, to MSNBC, whatever time it comes. When people will question my academic credential, I'll make sure that I let them know. Now, I cannot change this regulation This is something 13 years ago. But people still have that in their mind as a motive to look down on me and to say false stuff about me, fake news about me. And I just clarify, it is written here, this is a piece of evidence. Because when I show this to anyone, they're going to say, what are you talking about? It is written here clearly. He have one, and the other one you just gonna get duplicate and copy, certified copy, that's it. Because the school over there don't gonna do that. I mean, you're gonna have to send money there, plenty of money, for them to do these things. And they'll tell you, you know our regulations, so they're gonna stock money out of them. So don't complicate people's life with your jealousy and envy and darkness in you. If you have demons and you don't like somebody because somebody is better than you, just say amen and move forward, because God also gave you some gift that you have to use. But you're spending time looking at other people's gift without looking at your own gift. Waste of time. And then you're going to accuse the devil. With your own decision you made, what did the devil have to do with this? You made your own decision to hate somebody. The devil didn't tell you to do that. So what the devil do? He come in and multiply your hate by 1 million times. And you become a monster. Now you want to kill somebody. You see how those things work? And I'll come back to explain to you how the invisible world functions. Because many of you don't understand that. You're walking around, you think that the fabric of the universe is made because you're beautiful, because you have a right. What right do you have? If they show you the invisible world, you're going to realize that the right that they gave you is just a fake stuff. Decisions are made from the invisible world of what's going to happen. Because you need transparency like this. For people to understand, don't judge things that you don't know. It is written here. Only one should be delivered. So when you deliver that one, the rest have to be copies. Or you guys call it duplicate. It have to be. Based on what is written here. I'm not the one who wrote this. And you cannot blame that government because they have the buckshot they have to go through with. So don't stop. Don't talk about things that you don't know anything about. When somebody have worked hard, made an effort to be somewhere, support it even if you don't understand it, because there's nothing giving in this country. Exclusively in a university like Cincinnati, where I earned my master in biostatistics and my graduate diploma in biomedical informatics, very tough majors. Those two are very tough majors, and I want people to go and get it too. And I am a candidate doctorate professional in public health science. I didn't got there because I gave them money or because I look good. No, because they saw my record and they know I qualify, and they give me that opportunity to prove them right. And I'm proving them right. Go and do the same thing. Instead of sitting there judging people and because of your hate inside of you, and you go night and say, I pray to God. You pray to who God? Who God you praying to? Praying to the devil? Or you pray to the God above? Because the prayer that you've been praying, our Father who is in heaven, Jesus Christ put it there. Why? You know why? Because God knows, Jesus Christ knows that another people called the God who's in the pit, on the ground. That's why he have to make that distinction, our Father who is in heaven. Because some people call the devil their father. They're serving the devil. So you have seen the Antichrist video That is real. And I told you last time, we don't have enough time. I don't believe you have 30 years. I don't think so. In 2012, Jesus Christ showed me the second return. Back then I didn't quite understood what it was. But today, with the spiritual growth I had, I understand clearly. He will return in my lifetime. That's what it meant. And every single time he goes, I keep getting all these informations. From Sadu Sanda, who is another somebody who is very connected to Christ, very connected to heaven. His enlightenment is so high. His enlightenment is better than mine at this point, because he started the process when I was 3 years old, I believe 4 or 5 years old, like that. That's where he started his journey. So he's so advanced. So I just started. I am going into my 17th year of enlightenment. Fasting, praying, applying the Jesus Christ's word in my practical life. Fasting, praying, applying Jesus Christ's word in my practical life. Fasting, praying, applying Jesus Christ's word in my practical life. How many of you do that? Do you come up and say, oh, I know God, I pray too much, how do you crap? You believe that you just gonna come before God with an empty hand because God loves you too much? Yeah, he does. But we choose how much the heaven have to bless us. By faith. We choose how much the heaven have to bless us. Every single one of us have an opportunity to be blessed by the heaven. But when people stay there and talking about people gossiping, when actually God said do not gossip. But somebody want to come with philosophy and say I have a right. So God didn't know that you have a right before he made that statement. He made that command. He made it knowing that somebody like you will be born, and he actually saw all your sins. But he still made that statement, that command. Then somebody gonna come and start talking about philosophy like he's the one who invented philosophy. With the right. No, God's word and command will never gonna change. It's still the same. It will stay there. Either you're mad or you're not mad. It's still gonna be the same. So we're going with people preaching repentance instead of preaching blessing. Many people are continuing to preach blessing. God gonna give you this, God gonna give you that. God, indeed he will. There's no question if he will not. He will always be there for people. It's not even a question of reminding people. The problem is that we have to start preaching repentance, because judgment is coming upon this earth. So if people don't repent, they will not enter the kingdom of God. But in the meantime, how will you have your prayer answered if you don't repent? Why do you want God, who created all these good things in this earth, to waste time blessing people who don't want to repent? It is a God of your imagination. That's not the true God. He will never bless people who have hold up repentance, don't want to change their character. Somebody is addicted to a sin before God, but he wants God to bless him without God removing that sin. If you want God blessing, God have to remove the sin you have, so that he knows he's not wasting his time with you. But you're gonna say, well, God is a God of love. How can you say that God is wasting time? Well, we were made in the image of God. I mean, every single emotional, physical, and spiritual behavior you have, God has those. So if you can be impatient to somebody, you got to know God also can be impatient with us. Yeah, the Bible proved it. He was impatient. He got very mad with those people in Sodom and Gomorrah, and gave them time to repent. They never repented, and God decided it's time for them to go. And they were wiped out from the face of the universe, of the planet Earth. So the reason why today people are doing whatever they want to do, men and men's sex, women and women's sex, animal and women's sex, object and people's sex, drugs, abortion that become normal is my body, all this crazy crap. Now, the reason why we are still alive is because of Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ was not part of the picture, I can assure you many of the territory in this planet will be like Sodom and Gomorrah, because the nature of God himself do not like sin. It is like you taking a cat and you want to give him a bath. You know what's going to happen. That's how God is. I'm using a metaphor here. It might also be considered as an irony. You don't want to take a cat, then you're going to fight with him. He's going to run. The cat, you call the cat in the water, in the mid portion, the cat can change position and flee away from water. Just in the air. So you can imagine God don't like sin. He hates sin because it's nature. So when he reached that level, destruction had to come. He did it with Noah as well. So the reason why we are still alive, that everybody can stand up and say any kind of stuff, any kind of evil stuff. Oh, well, people even come on TV, start testifying how they drink blood and all this, and they're still alive. They still wake up the next day and they're still looking normal. I can assure you, if Jesus Christ was not sitting in that throne with God, I don't think that you will be alive today. Because God has many souls he can send. He has many souls. So one soul who wanted to damage the purpose of his kingdom, he's going to take you out. He has many other souls. You're not the only, you're not indispensable. To be really honest. So Jesus Christ is the one who said to God, Father, it is done. I know your nature. I know my people. Give them time. Give them time to repent. And God is saying to Jesus Christ, go and fix them. The people continue to do sins. It's because of Jesus Christ that this planet, people wake up in the morning, they go and sleep, and it's because of Jesus Christ. Because he's the one who is advocating for people when people are committing sex, all the kind of crazy stuff. It's Jesus Christ who come and say to God, come God. And God is confident because God knows that Jesus Christ will return again to finish these things. So that is one of the things that is God's heart. Because he knew his son will come back again and get his power. The earth that he promised him. So people have to give their life to Jesus Christ. And they have to know, regardless of your religion, either you are Buddhist, either you are Hindu, or a Muslim, or a Jew, you are not alive because of that religion. You are alive because of Jesus Christ pleading for you before God, his Father in heaven, telling him to have mercy on the blood sacrifice that was given to God in the altar in heaven. Because when Jesus Christ died, his blood was given to God as a sacrifice for all of us. Because of that blood. And that blood keep dripping. That blood is still there, it keep dripping. Every time that we commit a lot of sin, the blood drop. a glove is a spiritual ritual. A glove is spiritual. So now, when that blood gonna run out, that's it. Jesus Christ have to come. And I don't think that we have enough time left. So the people continue to commit sins. And they don't have any remorse. They just believe that, life is just okay. You do what you gotta do, and then you move forward. Well, everybody's by themselves, and I have to think about me today. My friend, you didn't create the world. The world was created before you were here, before you came. The reality is, there's nothing extraordinary that people have done that is completely different from what people have accomplished in the Bible. Pretty much similar things. So what else would you do that have not been seen before? No, everybody saying, I'm not that one. I am by myself. Yes, indeed you are. But the reality is, we are all human. We're going to go through the same kind of process. Now the difference will be the way the process deal with us specifically, because we're different. Now you have Donald Trump conspiracy against him. There are people in power abusing the authority. Like I'm talking about those people who went out, and like the people from the army and some intelligence community and some community leader in university and stuff who spoke badly about my academic record without telling people the truth. I am very proud that Donald Trump released those documents, because people are going to say to me, did Donald Trump give you $1 million? Why do you support him? I don't need that. I support him first because he is God anointed. He is God choice for the job. So among 16 candidates, why do the Democrat pay money for Trump, pay money, sponsor the FBI to profile one candidate? You tell me. Abuse of power and abuse of authority that people are doing even to me today. That do not jeopardize national security. It does not, because it tells the enemy, even though that we do what we do, we have to respect the right of human. It's actually promote the duty of the FBI. Because even the enemy gonna say, these people are doing what they do, but they like justice. They do not like people abuse authority, even into what they do. So when people come and say, well, it is a problem with the national security, is because they want to hide the truth. You cannot do that. Now you're gonna say to the special counsel chosen by the Department of Justice involved into that profiling against Donald Trump. Staying there like there's nothing happened. Now they want Mueller not to consider that. Why do you want to come and say to a person, well, we know that we know that you're a criminal. So you go before a judge. You say, okay, we know Gabriel Ndakun is a criminal, but we went in his house without the warrant. We get some information. We went and get his medical record without his authorization. We got it. We went and got his academic record without his authorization. We got it, Mr. the Judge. and we just want you to condemn him. You know what the judge will tell you? You are the one who need to be condemned, because you just broke 3 laws: the FEPA law, the HIPAA law, and the privacy of the individual, in order for you to gather the information. So you cannot commit a crime to fix a crime. You cannot break the law to fight for the law. So it's the same thing the Democrats are asking Mueller to do. Don't consider what we did to get all of this information. Just sort him out. So don't consider the crime to get all of this information. Oh, we sponsor this, we conspire this, but just go along with the evidence you have. What evidence? If the evidence have some form of illegality to those evidence worth nothing. So in order to adjudicate for something fairly, you have to consider everything. So for me, if Mueller don't consider that, he have to be removed from the position, because he gonna say, okay, it's okay to break the law in order to prove a crime. You cannot break the law to prove a crime. You have to follow the law to prove a crime. So if this case go before a judge, and the judge say, yes, indeed, you have some evidence, but you broke the law to get this evidence, therefore those evidences are not worth nothing, because the individual privacy and reputation got damaged and right violated because of your action. Go and do it right. Why it got to be done right? Because the truth will come out if it is done right. So that's what happened. That's what I was talking about. People talking about my academic credential because they don't know. They went from there getting information from liars and people who don't like. I gave you the proof. I have this form, I have it. It is saved. Even if you come to steal it, I still have it saved. This is the evidence. Everybody going to read this, going to look at you like a stupid individual full of jealousy and hate. That's all. Because it's written right here. No school is supposed to be asking you for original because of things. Your duplicate you have is what you got. It's what you're supposed to have. Even copy is what you're supposed to have according to what is written here. Because they're not going to offer what you're asking. This is a past story that I want to clarify. Because tomorrow, I don't want people to question me when I'll be enjoying my life. Children, family, and stuff, and people call me with these evil kind of stories. We have to put it on the ground. Open the ground, put it and dig it and put the ground back, and that's it. Move forward. Now, we're talking about the secret to enlightenment. I spoke about that. You have to pray, fast, and apply Jesus Christ's word in your life practically every day in order to get closer and closer to God and reach enlightenment. There's no magic about enlightenment. It is exactly what Jesus Christ was doing. If you look at the life of Christ, he was fasting, praying, and applying God's word in his life. That's what he was doing. There was no other magic. And that's why the secret to enlightenment, that's the path to enlightenment. If people come to me, I teach them how to be enlightened. This is what I will teach them. I give them prayer they have to use, prayer that are normal. It might mean nothing, but it is all about repetition. It is all about consistency. It is all about perseverance. It is all about endurance. It's not about doing something one time and look, it's not working. You do for 1 month, it's not working. No. It's never going to happen. You're never going to be enlightened. If you're looking at time, don't think with God. God is the kind of God that He doesn't like when people try to read Him. He hates that. I know because I've been in contact with Him. With Him and Jesus Christ, He doesn't like when you try to find how He's going to do the next thing. He doesn't like. God hates that. Even me, if I make that mistake, He's going to surprise me. So I'm expecting God now. He's going to say, okay, expect me. When I am not even thinking about, that's where He show up for something that I was expecting yesterday or 2 days ago. That's how God functions. Jesus Christ do the same. But Jesus Christ will answer if you pray. But you can't pray like, okay, I'm looking at the clock. Jesus Christ, where are you? Well, I already prayed 35 times. Where are you? It isn't going to happen. It doesn't work like that. And people are like that. I prayed yesterday. They go all over the place and talking about how they pray. Your prayer is for you. You want to pray about people? You pray and see the change. Change don't happen just by talking. Change happens when your action brings some transformation. Then people know you truly did some work here. Well, the Amazonian people arrested in Cameroon, where people are not talking about them. I told these people a long time ago that the New World Order is there for business. The New World Order is there for business. It is in this place that I made that you guys are doing things you don't want to go back and restart. The New World Order sponsored Napoleon Bonaparte. They take down the kingdom of France and change it into a republic where democracy is. They rise up people against the system and make it a republic. They went to Russia, did the same thing. Removed the Tsar, killed all his family, and change it into a communist system. In France, they killed the king and wife and moved the New World Order that you see. They are the one behind World War I and World War II. They are the one who sponsored Adolf Hitler, the New World Order. So when they are the one who sponsor all those wars that you see, even the Arab war, Afghanistan, they are behind it. You guys don't understand things. Do not fight because you just want to fight. That time is over. You have to use your brain and understanding reality. I was talking to those people, I told them, you are looking at the wrong person. President Biya can do nothing. If the New World Order say go left, he go left. If the New World Order say go right, he go right. Because if it doesn't, they'll wipe him out and his entire family completely. Well, you're gonna say, where's Jesus Christ? Now you're talking about Jesus Christ. Now you start talking. The point is, who sent you first to have a deal with them? Deal with the devil You don't get out like that. You're going to lose your leg, or you're going to lose something. Trust me. So you got to understand this. When I say to these folks, they got arrested in Nigeria. Why? Nigeria, all of those countries are under the supervision of the New World Order. Now, people say no, they don't get this. My friend, open your spiritual eyes and grow up. The world is not anymore like where I have power, I can do it. You cannot. Even in your business, when you're gonna start making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, the New World Order will reach out to you and say, this is how the world works. Either you join us, or either we're gonna destroy you. It is how it functions. They control people who have money so that they can control the world. You start making money, the business start growing, they'll reach out to you. You have a big audience. This person can interfere with our project in this earth. So we have to control them. That's how they function. Now, those people were arrested in Nigeria, and suddenly people say no, they're never going to send them. They're there. Whether they have US passport or British passport, people, the world don't care. Well, they're not going to kill them because everybody already know who they are. But what? They're going to release them until they decide to join the way the New World Order wants. Otherwise, they're going to stay there for a very long time. Maybe Jesus Christ's return must save them. That's the only possibility I'm seeing here. Sometimes when they say dance with the devil so you can get out of hell, that's what they're talking about. I mean, you accept the situation, even though that you know that one day things gonna change. That's the only thing I was talking to these folks. Fight for the referendum, have a referendum for decentralization, and create a federal state in the entire country, and everybody win is a win-win situation, and you're gonna deal with the rest later. As long as the New World Order have control and the French have part of what they're supposed to have, they don't care how you run your country. But when they see that your action will interfere with the food they're supposed to have, you have a problem. I told them that the people, they think that you're weak when you're telling the truth. Remember, in the Bible, Jesus Christ was talking to his people when Peter took the sword and cut off the ear of one of those Roman soldiers. You know what Jesus Christ said to him? Peter, that's not the way. You have to wait. That's not the way. Whoever cares about the soul will die by the soul. It's not the way. Many of the apostles of Christ was thinking that it is by force. So they were thinking that Jesus Christ was going to become Caesar. So by force, the Roman Empire will be reversed, and Jesus Christ told them, you don't understand. It's a very long way fight, in which many of you will be sacrificed in between. But don't be afraid, you're going to rejoice in heaven, as your riches in heaven will be greater than that. So sometimes you have to dance with the devil on earth in order to achieve the long-lasting goal. And God does that. God controls the devil to achieve a long-lasting divine purpose. God does that. Not I dance with him, but he play with him. In what sense? He allows certain things from the devil in order to achieve good. So God have mastered the way to transform negativity into positivity. That's God. That's the job of God. The job that God does, and He does it well. He will allow pure evil, but at the end, for people who stand in faith, they say, man, we are glad that this thing happened. Because if this thing didn't happen, we should not be enjoying today like this. That is God right there. When you see that. So we're talking about those who are blessed in heaven are cursed on earth. You have to know that. Jesus Christ said, in this world you're going to have tribulation. But carry your cross and follow me. Greater, he continued, greater he who live in you than the he who live in this world. Do your will, Father, your will be on earth like it's in heaven. I'm giving you just small synopsis of the Bible to make a point. He's telling you, the more you are blessed by your Father in heaven, the more you will be cursed by the evil kingdom in this earth. Because whatever God tried to do, the devil will oppose it with force, with equal force. That's what he will try to do. Even though that there's no match truly. Now let me tell you something that Jesus Christ wanted me to clarify to you. Back then, before Jesus Christ came into the picture, the devil have power over men. It means the devil can go before God and say, I'm going to sack this individual so badly. He can even come and say, I want to kill him because he's interfering with my business on earth. One example, Job. When the devil went before God and said to God, I'm going to punish your servant, his so-called servant. He said, you have faith. I'll see how far you're going to go with that faith. He said to God what he will do. I will give him leprosy. I will take his health. I will take all his children. I will destroy his business. And I will see how far he loves you. God said, go and do it. But don't touch his life. So it means God said to him, you can do everything you want, but he's still going to be alive. Why? Because God knew how he created Job. He knew that the strength of the faith of Job, Lucifer had no idea. And he will catch up with Lucifer because everything will be returned at the end. When God tells him, I'll give you this time, go ahead. Lucifer did all what he's supposed to do. What happened? The guy suffered, people run away from him, all this. He lost all his children, but he kept his faith. At the end, God restored everything he lost. So to tell you, everything that he lost, God gave him back. He have a new beginning. That's how God functions. So I want to tell you something. Lucifer had that power before because it was given to him at the Garden of Eden when the first sin occurred. Now, Jesus Christ came into the picture. He cannot do that anymore. Now what he does, he have to go through a host. It means he have to go to a person to do his job. Because God now gave power to Jesus Christ over the heaven and earth. It means everyone who believes in Christ have the power and authority to reject the devil. It means that the devil now cannot go, he can't go anymore before God and say, I have that power, because Jesus Christ got the power back in the spirit. Now what Lucifer does, he uses human to do his dirty work. Because human was given the authority, restored back by God, by Jesus Christ. So he used human who wanted to be evil and used them to hurt other people. So he doing the same thing with God, but by using human beings, because he doesn't have that authority anymore. We have the authority given to us by Jesus Christ. So then he used wicked ones to do evil to other folks. That's how Lucifer been functioning since Jesus Christ came into the puzzle, into the picture. And many of you don't know that. You think evil, you think, oh, that's my right. Another scam from Lucifer. He make you think it is a right. No, it is evil. It is a sin against God. It's not being, you're right do not mean that it is right. That's a scam from, I can do everything around my body. I can do all these things. It's come from the devil. That's how they function. The next time you are a human being, you take a gun and you shoot somebody else, that Lucifer one dead. Because when Lucifer put a spell on somebody who have to die, you know what he does? He uses a wicked person to kill him. If Lucifer want a person to be unhealthy, he uses a wicked person to put poison in that person's food to eat. That's how he been functioning. And that's the reason why he want to shut me down, because he knew there will be a day where I will be talking about this thing as a beacon of light to the people. He doesn't like it. As I'm speaking to you, he doesn't like to be unprotected by God. There's nothing he can do. It is time for me now to bring him into light. It is you who will be found accountable when Jesus Christ will return. When you're going to say to Jesus Christ, I didn't know this thing, Jesus Christ going to say, don't talk to me, son of perdition. You knew these things because your neighbor was talking about this. You disregard that because this individual was talking about this. He put it on YouTube. You didn't listen to it. You've been listening to dance music, listening to porn music, listening to things that are evil to my eyes. Now you come and talk to me and you say you didn't know about these things. Get lost. I never knew you. It's exactly how Jesus Christ is going to respond to you. Because you have choice. You made a choice. No one will come and tell you this is my life. I gotta run my life the way I want. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it is right. It is your right, but it doesn't mean it's right. And that's the problem. People don't get it. I can smoke the way I want. Yeah, it is your right, but it doesn't mean it's right. When I say right, what's my reference? God. Lucifer gonna use weak people to go and defame other people's character like they're doing to Donald Trump, like they did to me. Lies over lies, fabricating story, conspiring against people. That's what he's gonna do. Use weak people because he doesn't have that power anymore to come directly. Because the power was restored to us by Jesus Christ. The blood is sacrificed. He got the power back. Now, those who don't have faith in Jesus Christ are the one that he's using. I'm not talking about people who come on TV and say, I love Jesus Christ. No, people who don't have faith in Jesus Christ in their heart are the one Lucifer is using. The heaven called those kind of people sick people, wicked people. When you heard that somebody was driving drunk and then killed somebody, it's exactly that's the work of the devil. I mean, he wants that person to be dead, and what he does, and that person who died is because he didn't have the protection of Jesus Christ. Because everybody was protected by Christ. The devil have no business with him. He will make them suffer, but he cannot kill them. But he's using people who do not have that protection, and what he does, he uses weak people to take care of those people. Kill them. Many people that you see die like that. I can have an accident, crazy accident, and I'll come out of there. Even a broken leg I will not have. Why? Because I'm protected for that. And that situation might not even happen unless I myself lead to that. But if it's a conspiracy, it isn't gonna work. To take my life, no, it isn't gonna work. Lucifer knows that. So you have to be protected. You have to be protected. I mean, you have to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ to have that protection, extra protection. So that when Lucifer put a spell on you to be dead, he's gonna use a weak person who's gonna, he got a problem, gun and shot and he killed that person. Because demon went to that weak individual and he did what he did because you were also spared to be dead by Lucifer. That's how they work. Those demons, that's how they work. Whatever they do, there are plenty of them out there. There are millions of demons working, seeking for soul that will go into the pit of hell with them. These are spiritual things that people have to know in order for them to correct their life. I don't try to be like Christ. I don't try to live a life of honesty and integrity because I want to please people. No, it's because I know all of this truth. When you know the truth, you know the truth. People are leaving their house, no protection at all. You are in the mercy of the devil to take you out like this. Because he's going to find a wicked individual who's going to do something stupid. Just because he wants you out. The secret for this is to reconnect to Jesus Christ. You have to pray, you have to learn how to fast, and if you don't know how to do that, ask people who know how to do it. I am present, I'm here. People can now ask me, call me. Humble yourself before you come before me, because if you come before me, you're not humble, I don't want to have a business talking to you. Because people come to you with arrogance, you respect my spiritual gift. You don't respect it, I don't see the reason why I will give you time to benefit from what God has in store in me. You're going to say you have to be humble. Be careful. The gift of God. People who came before Jesus Christ came with humility. Even Nostradamus, when he came to see Jesus Christ, he came with humility. He didn't come as a high priest, high elite of the Jewish society. He came like a simple man. And he sat in the same place Jesus Christ sat. With respect, he spoke to Jesus Christ. That's one of the reasons Jesus Christ was able to talk to him. He didn't even want people to recognize that it was him. Nostradamus, when he came, he hid his face. And he wear clothes that will not recognize his class of the society. When you see people here today, they see you, they come all shoulder up like arrogance and stuff. And my friend, that's not how you approach God. You don't approach God with arrogance. You approach God with humility. Because there's no need for that. And that might even be one of your problems that God wants to take out of you. That you're facing those problems that you have, to correct you, to release you, to put you in the right direction. So it is time for us to give our life to God through His Son Jesus Christ. I still have to write a letter to President Trump, and I think I might get it done soon, because it is unfortunate that you know that this man has been put there by God, because the number of opposition he had, no president, even an African American president, didn't never have opposition like he does, because the hand of God is in him, and he doesn't want to do like the world. He doesn't want to do like the world. People think that he doesn't respect people, he doesn't do this and that, because he doesn't want to be part of the world. He wants to be himself the way God created him, and that's what it is. So you see how people are not ready to receive Jesus Christ. Just look, Trump is not I'm not comparing him to Jesus Christ, but I'm saying, if he's the choice of God, he has to have a good heart for God to look at him in the first place. So now, you want to look the flesh. We are all full of flaw, all of us. Okay? The same person who's talking about, oh, Trump is touching a woman's butt. He's the first one who's touching a woman's butt there somewhere. I remember there was when Bill Clinton was accused, the person who was coming after him also get indicted for the same thing. So see, no one is perfect here, and God gonna prove it to you. When you come and start judging people, God gonna say, okay, you don't look your own sin, but you're looking at other people's sin. I'm gonna try to remind you that you're just a human. Oh, he's a crazy dude, or he do all this. We are all crazy. We are all full of hate. We're not perfect. So who are we to judge somebody else like that? We should not do this kind of things. Do I agree with all this policy? No. I actually want him to review the lottery visa, because I came with the lottery visa, and he can see how intelligent I am. Why? Because I was well selected to be here. I went through the process to make sure that the people who come here are people who have some form of training or some of intelligence. It is a process. That's the proof right here. I'm one of the proof of those type of people. So I just believe that it is a program that needs some review, but it should not be completely seized. Because if country follow the regulation like in a country that I come from, good people will enter this country and benefit the growth and the economy of America. If they follow the regulation like in Cameroon, because in Cameroon they're very, very strict about when you go to the application process. If you don't have at least a high school diploma, forget about it. It's just a claim. It was just a claim that you had, you know. They don't want to give you that, even if the machine chose you. And they verify all of those stuff. So they're very diligent. So it is something that I want him to consider and look into it. Even when I'm going to write that letter, but it's going to be brief, you know, because I have to talk more about what Jesus Christ want me to talk about. So I'll see you next time, and I hope that you will watch this video and enjoy it, and make sure that you start preparing yourself. The rising power of Jesus Christ and the incoming final battle. You have to start getting ready for it. Jesus Christ will come as a thief in the night. it means he will surpass us all. It will not happen the way we think it's going to happen. It will not be the way we think it's going to be. We might be watching the Bible and suddenly things happen. We might be in our normal, we're going to be in our normal business. Because he said those things in the Bible, the book of Revelation. And that's where we're going to be caught in between. And people are going to be like, let me go home with my children and family, or I didn't make peace with this. It's too late. It's too late. That's the reason why when somebody like me spend time to talk to you, you got to fix your house now. You got to fix your house now. Because with God, anything is possible. Things can change even in 1 second. The world can change. With God, the world can change in 1 second. They'll tell you that it was the word that you knew. The second ago, you're going to say no. With God. So don't even hesitate to accept His word. It's a big mistake. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. And I wish that this was beneficial to you and to your family. And hope that many of you will change their life and give it to Jesus Christ, who is actually advocating for us before the Father. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Gabriel and Dyken.